February 20th, 1959. A Black Friday for Canadian aviation. In one afternoon, the most advanced fighter jet on Earth was cancelled, and a nation's dream died with it. Workers wept on the factory floor. 14,000 jobs vanished overnight, and within weeks, the aircraft itself was ordered destroyed, cut into scrap by the very government that built it. But what if that call had never been made? What if the Avro Arrow had flown, not for one test flight, but for decades? Tonight, we explore the fighter that could have changed history. It could fly faster than any interceptor of its era. It could outclimb American fighters. And it was built entirely in Canada, a country most people didn't think could build a jet at all. This is the story of the Avro Arrow, the supersonic marvel that flew for less than 2 years before it was silenced forever. The story begins in the early 1950s, at the height of the Cold War. Soviet long-range bombers threatened to fly straight over the Arctic to strike North America. Canada needed an interceptor that could scramble fast, climb high, and destroy Soviet bombers before they ever reached their targets. No existing aircraft could do it. In 1953, the Royal Canadian Air Force issued specification Air 73, a supersonic, all-weather interceptor capable of Mach 2, unlike anything built before. Avro Canada, known as Avro Canada, took on the challenge. It was one of the largest industrial enterprises in the country, employing engineers from across the world. Design work began in 1953. Engineers settled on a bold delta wing configuration, a shape that promised speed but posed enormous aerodynamic risk. The aircraft was designated CF-105 and given a name that captured its purpose perfectly, the Arrow. Thousands of engineers, machinists, and technicians worked around the clock. For many, this was the most ambitious aircraft program Canada had ever attempted. By 1957, the first prototype, Roll 2000, rolled out of the factory. Sleek, white, and unlike anything the world had seen from a Canadian aerospace company. The Arrow's delta wing was paired with a fully powered flight control system, a fly-by-wire-like approach years ahead of its time. Power came from 2 massive Pratt and Whitney G75 engines, later to be replaced by Canadian-built Arenda Iroquois engines designed to push the Arrow past Mach 2. The Arrow was designed to carry the Sparrow IAB missile and an advanced fire control radar system, technology that placed it at the cutting edge of interceptor design. Every part of the Arrow was engineered for one goal: speed. Its slender fuselage and thin delta wings minimized drag at altitudes above 50,000 feet. On March 25, 1958, the Arrow took to the sky for the first time. Chief Test Pilot Janusz Żurkowski was at the controls. The flight was flawless. Within months, the Arrow was already approaching speeds beyond Mach 1.5, faster than most fighters in the world at the time. 5 prototypes flew a combined total of nearly 70 test flights. Engineers were confident the Arrow could exceed Mach 2 once the Iroquois engines were installed. Test pilots described handling that felt astonishingly stable at high speed, a rare feat for a delta-wing aircraft of that era. But the Arrow never reached squadron service. On February 20th, 1959, Prime Minister John Diefenbaker's government cancelled the entire program. Rising costs, the emergence of long-range missiles, and pressure from the United States all played a role in the decision. Within weeks, all 5 flying prototypes, along with tooling, blueprints, and completed airframes, were ordered scrapped. Almost nothing survived. 14,000 Avro employees lost their jobs in a single day. Many of Canada's best aerospace engineers left the country soon after, recruited by NASA and other agencies. The Arrow wasn't just an aircraft. It represented a moment when Canada stood at the frontier of aerospace innovation, rivaling the United States and Soviet Union. Its cancellation is still debated by historians and engineers today, a symbol of lost potential and a turning point in Canadian industrial history. This is where the real history ends. From this point forward, we step into speculation, a realistic look at what might have happened had the Arrow survived. Let's imagine a different decision that day in February 1959. The government chooses to continue the program. The Arrow enters full production. By 1961, in this alternate timeline, the Arrow enters service with the Royal Canadian Air Force, defending the Arctic frontier against Soviet bombers. With the Iroquois engine fully developed, the Arrow could plausibly exceed Mach 2, giving Canada one of the fastest operational interceptors in the world. Avro Canada, instead of collapsing, would likely have grown into a major global aerospace exporter, competing directly with American and British manufacturers. Export versions of the Arrow could plausibly have been sold to Allied air forces seeking a high-speed interceptor during the height of the Cold War. This would have kept thousands of engineers in Canada, rather than losing them to NASA and other foreign programs during the brain drain that followed the real cancellation. A stronger domestic aerospace industry could have positioned Canada as a serious contributor to future NATO fighter and space programs. Compared to modern fighters, the Arrow's top speed and altitude performance were remarkable for its time, but it lacked stealth, digital avionics, and modern sensor fusion. Its long-range Sparrow IB missile system was ambitious, but modern radar-guided missiles are exponentially more precise and reliable. Even so, the Arrow's basic airframe philosophy, high speed, high altitude interception, echoes in aircraft still flying today. Historians agree the Arrow was a genuine engineering achievement. Whether it could have reshaped Canada's future is impossible to prove, but it remains one of aviation's great what-ifs. Its cancellation remains one of the most debated decisions in Canadian history, a cautionary tale about ambition, cost, and political will. Only fragments of the real Arrow remain today. A nose section, a few instruments, and countless photographs. But its legend has never faded. The Avro Arrow still stands as a symbol of what Canada once dared to build and what might have been had history taken a different